Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Rise and Slay Morning Show. My name is Rochelle Slay Queen Hemingway, CEO and founder of Slay to Success. I advise and empower women professionals, especially women veterans, to step up into their most authentic personal brand to gain and attract lucrative opportunities. And we are focusing on appearance, behaviors, communication skills, and digital presence because it all matters. All right. Everything that we do in these particular areas matters and can open up doors of opportunities that we never even knew existed. And we start with the slay philosophy. Okay. The word slay means to kill it, to dominate it, and to nail it, to be on point, to impress greatly, to dream big and work hard until you own it. It is also an acronym that stands for Universal Life and Leadership philosophies that really resonate with me the most, and hopefully they resonate with you too. And it stands for stay ready to be ready, lead out loud, a sense of community, and knowing you are built to last. So as you are coming in this morning on this Tuesday, go ahead and let me know who you are and where you're streaming in from, because you could be spending your time anywhere else on these digital streets, but you decided, hey, I wanted to come in here just for a hot second and listen in to this conversation, because this one right here, I think, is one of the ones that I've been holding back on. And I'm entering a new phase of helping and serving women. And more so, people are so interested in what I'm wearing. And so now I'm going to expose a little bit about some of the secrets that I've had, some of the struggles, some of the things that I found out during my transition from the United States Air Force. So if you are in transition, either from a long career or going into a new career or going into the next chapter of your life, this show is going to be for you. This conversation is for you. Now, I specialize, all right, in personal branding, because I believe that when you put a stamp on yourself and you do certain things, it just makes you different from everyone else and different pays. Okay. I'm a professional keynote speaker, like I said, a personal brand expert, a certified image consultant, an author of several books, and I am a proud United States Air Force veteran, and I served for 30 years. So, as I have been transitioning, things have changed, and I just want to share a little bit of insight as to the struggle I had when I was transitioning. Okay, so please, this is an interactive conversation. If you have a comment to make it into the comments. We'll have a full discussion on it. And I also share here on the Rise and Slay show of what my workout was this morning, because that is part of my brand and who I am. And so I worked out this morning for 45 minutes, 50 minutes. I did a run, and then I lifted some weights, and now I'm here with you, and I feel energized and I feel slay amazing. Okay. So that's one of my words that I use in my vocabulary for those that don't know. And so I have on my slay necklace or my slay choker today because I feel excited about this conversation. And I just wanted to share a little bit about my experience. So, my last duty station when I was in the military was at Ellsworth Air Force Base in South Dakota, and that is located near Rapid City. So, if you've been up to that area, that's where the base is at. And, for me, like shopping in South Dakota was kind of sad. I'll just be honest with you. There was not a lot of options for me as far as what I wanted to wear. And so I was sticking to like Dress Barn, Kohl's, Target, places like that. Those are the only places that really had a selection of clothes where I was like, okay, let me go on here and see what's going on. And I, I had the saddest wardrobe, y'all. It was like blacks, browns, grays, because in the military, that is kind of what you stuck to. And so there was not very much life in me. Okay. So I was like, oh, How do you go from South Dakota, where it's very rural, it's very farm like, it's very country, the clothes are not really set up in a way where they geared to the population, and the population was not looking like me, like predominantly there was a white or Indian population there in South Dakota. And so it was very hard for me to really find pieces of clothing that really spoke to my personality. So when I got here to Maryland, y'all, okay, this is the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia. This is kind of the mecca of clothes. It's kind of like New York, but New York is like, the place to be, New York City, right? When it comes to fashion. But the DMV, there's a lot of options here, and if you're from like Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia is another place where fashion industry has just exploded over the years. So I got here, y'all, and I was like, let me go in here in a Macy's, because they didn't have no Macy's in South Dakota. Okay. And so I was shopping from Macy's online when I was in South Dakota, but it's different when you stepping into the stores. So I go in there, and immediately I was overwhelmed. I started sweating. I started to get really nervous and anxious about like choices. There were so many options in there, right? And I'm just walking around the store, y'all. Like, I think I was in there for at least almost 2.5 hours, at least. Just walking around, looking at the clothes, trying to figure out like what's the style in this particular area. And I like to try on clothes. So I think I was in the fitting room for at least hour and a half. And I walked out of there with like one blouse. Why? Because I didn't have any clarity. I had no idea what I liked, what looked good on me, how was I going to show up in this next chapter. I didn't really stop to think about it. I just wanted to get in Macy's. Okay. And so some of us may be in that phase of our lives where we're building a wardrobe that works for us in our transition. And I had to really sit with myself and ask, what is it that I want to do in this next chapter? Where do I want to go? Who do I want to be with? How do I want to show up? And let's start building towards that. So for me, okay, I'm going to just share a little bit of insight so that way you understand like how I got to this point where now I'm like, I got bold prints, y'all. Again, I got this choker that says slay on it when I'm on stages. Sometimes I wear my choker. And I have had an evolution in this wardrobe over the past, I'd say 4 years now. So I have my notes down here. I really was overwhelmed by many of the options that they had in Macy's. Again, that was the first place that I went to. There was blazers, there was dresses, there was casual clothes, there was power suits, and I didn't even know what to buy. And that's why I just stepped out of there with like one blouse. And the blouse that I bought was really not in alignment with what I am wearing right now. It was just the beginning because I had it simple. Okay. I put on a uniform. As many of us, we have uniforms that we're already like prescribed to wear, either through the military or through something else that requires a uniform. And we didn't have to think about color palettes. We didn't have to think about patterns. We didn't have to think about business casual, if you will, or business professional. But the choices nowadays, like in the fashion industry, are endless, and that can be paralyzing. I was just like, wow, what do we got going on up in here? Okay, where do I even start? And I know many people that I work with, they don't even go inside the stores. They don't like going in there because of the too many options. They don't want to feel like they're overwhelmed or stressed out because they're trying to figure out what type of outfit they're going to wear to the next event. All right. So they don't even bother. I know a lot of people like shop online, but when they shop online, sometimes it's hit or miss. Sometimes they fit, And sometimes they don't. Sometimes the pattern is off. Sometimes the colors are off based on what you see. And then when you get it, it's like, what is this? That's not even what I wanted. That's not even the color that I was even trying to go for, because it could be misrepresented. So if you ever really stood in your closet, and y'all, I put out my picture of me in my closet, um, because I do have a lot of clothes, but the clothes that I have in there are clothes that I wear on a regular basis. Like, I rotate my clothes in and out. I would say about 85% of the clothes I have in my closet, I wear all the time. I just like mix and match, and, different events and so forth and so on. And that is really what's helped me to show up. Because I know sometimes we say, hey, I don't have nothing to wear, or, I have something to wear, but it's not fitting right. All kinds of things can go in our minds and into our thoughts. And then we go back to the outfit, okay, that we really don't want to show up in. And it really doesn't give us a life, and it doesn't really show our personality. We're just putting on clothes. And I don't believe in just putting on clothes. Okay. I'm very intentional about what I'm wearing and where I'm wearing it to. And yes, I want to be seen, because visibility equals credibility, and credibility gets you inside the doors. Just saying, especially in this next chapter. All right. So if you are transitioning from out of the corporate space and to becoming an entrepreneur, that's a hard pivot. And I'm in the hard pivot. And so, what is the thing that people will see immediately? And that is how you're showing up. And so, I decided, hey, I want to be on more stages. I want to be able to present more workshops. Okay, so I've got to make sure that I'm showing up stage ready. Okay, because when you're stage ready, you just have to have a certain presence and aura about it, right? So let's talk about decision fatigue. Decision fatigue. That's what I had on the day that I went into Macy's after we moved here from South Dakota. Okay, and I was just tired. I was tired. I walked out with the one blouse, and I was like, you know what? I don't know what happened in this particular moment. But, the military really gave us structure and that simplicity about picking the uniform. You didn't have to think at all. You just put it on, because that is what it was. Our uniforms represented authority. Our uniforms represented credibility, professionalism. Now that we're building our own brands, okay, now that we building our own brands, we have to create the image for ourselves. But with so many options, okay, out here, we get hit with decision fatigue. Okay, listen. Hey, R5 hauling and junk removal, which is Audra Russell. How you doing, Queen? Okay, just left a networking meeting, and you know what I'm wearing, listening to you while I drive. That's right, Queen. I know you're wearing your green cape, your green shirt, and your green shoes. And that's what we do, okay, in this next chapter. So I'm talking about, too many options. There's a lot of options out here for what we can wear. And this is what happens when we don't have clarity. When we go into the stores, you'll be like me. The first time I went into Macy's, and I was like, what we doing in here? I'm stressed out. I can't do this. I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't even know what I want. So this decision fatigue that goes on, we don't know where to start. So we just grab whatever is safe. Okay. When we don't know what we want, we just be grabbing things that are safe to wear. And I have seen it time and time again. Now when I go into a shopping store, I will see women in there, and they're just grabbing things. They go into the fitting room or not. And then we're at the line, and it's this conversation with the tailor like, oh, I bought this last week, but I just don't like, what it is about it, whatever, right? And I'm like, they just because you're just grabbing whatever is safe for you to put on. And we're not being safe, all right? Because safe is going to keep us into the comfort zone. And when we're in our next act, our next chapter, after we transition from one career or from the corporate into entrepreneurship, or from, military to, entrepreneurship or another career, listen, y'all, we're not trying to be safe anymore. All right. We pick up random things, random. Okay. And it's like, oh, this looks cute. Okay. But does it actually fit into your lifestyle? All right. Are you going to actually wear it? Yeah, it may look cute, but how is it going to work with the wardrobe that you're building? Sometimes we just have to ask ourselves some questions now. Okay. Um, Listen, my girl, my sister. Okay. So this is my sister, my true sister. Okay, y'all. I do have my other sisters, for family, but this is my Air Force true sister, day one. This is her. Her name is Lonnie. And we were on the phone 2 hours last night, y'all. Okay, because that's what we do. We just pick up and we start talking. And she says, reminds me of what I heard recently. Don't wait to wear that cute outfit. Okay, listen, if the cute outfit is working in the wardrobe, that's what we got to do. We got to put these clothes on. These tags that we have on these clothes, because I know there's a lot of people who got tags, me included. Okay, sometimes I buy things and I know they're going to work in the wardrobe, but I'm like, when is it going to be? Where am I going to wear it to? So thank you, Queen, for being here. My sister from day one in the Air Force. Yes, we were in basic training day one. Okay, and we have been friends for over 35 years now. So we gotta show up, y'all. Okay, so if it's cute and we know we're going to wear it, thumbs up. If it's cute and it has nothing to do with what we got going on in our wardrobe, thumbs down. We're not buying and wasting our monies on things that are just going to sit there. And then before too long, you putting it in a bag and you're donating it to Goodwill. I know these things happen because it happens to me. All right. So we just got to be mindful when we're walking into the store, what it is that we're looking for. And then I had an identity crisis, literally. All right. This decision fatigue was really about the identity crisis. Do I dress like a boss? Do I dress like a businesswoman? Do I dress like a speaker or a creative? Who am I at the end of the day when I took that uniform off? What is it that I wanted to walk into? And I believe that you shouldn't just be wearing clothes for today, but you should be wearing clothes for where you want to be in the future. Okay, because time evolves, and over time, before you know it, you're going to be walking into a new place, space, or whatnot. So we need to be creating wardrobes to build in that fashion. So I get it. Okay, like I totally get all of what you probably thinking to yourself, because when I transitioned out of the Air Force, I had to relearn how to dress for my next chapter. Again, I had to relearn because I had been programmed and conditioned to wear a certain uniform or uniforms for over 30 years. And even when I went to networking events, I was like, oh, okay, I'm trying to show up, like business like. And it was drab and it didn't have any life and it did not match my personality. I was just going along to get along. But now, like, so what did I do, y'all? I went and reinvented my whole entire wardrobe, the whole thing. And I kind of looked at each piece and said, is this going to work for me or not? Is this in alignment with what the theme is in my wardrobe? All right. Because I was stepping into my new identity. And I know a lot of us have had to take this transition, this journey, if you will. And that is the secret to shopping with confidence. When you have clarity about who you are and where you want to be, then you go into the stores with a lot of focus and intentionality. Okay. So here is what I would share with you when you're shopping. Okay. Because we're now shopping with intention. We just not buying stuff just to be buying stuff. Okay. So it could just sit there in our closets. we have to define our personal brand. And that's why I talk about personal brand a lot, especially on this show, not so much on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, because I have a guest on this show. But here, it's like, who are you now? Are you stepping into corporate? Are you stepping into entrepreneurship? Are you stepping into public speaking? Are you stepping in as community leader? Because your wardrobe should reflect the message you want to send. Your wardrobe should reflect the message that you really want to send. And I would say, before you go into the store next time, if you are struggling hard on figuring this out, I want you to write on a piece of paper 3 words that describe your style goals. 3 words that will describe your style goals. Do you want to show up polished? Do you want to show up powerful? Do you want to show up effortless? All right. And if an item doesn't match this, then that item does not make it into the cart, whether or not you're in person or online. Okay. So let's start from there. Pick the 3 words. All right. For me, it's bold, it's fierce, and it's confident. All right. And that is what I represent every time I go into any room. Now, I do show up polished. Polished means I put on a little bit of makeup. Now, I'm not beating my face, because beating your face is about an hour. Okay. I got on like a 5 to 7 minute look right now. And then I have my earrings on. I have my accessories on. All right. I make sure my shoes are cleaned off, especially if I got heels and I've been in this dirt, because sometimes we're walking into places and you got a patch of dirt. Like, everything needs to look like it's neat and it's, up to date and it's relevant and it's clean. Like, I feel like that is part of, what we should do when we're showing up polished. And then we need to start with some power pieces. So if you're starting from scratch and you just don't know where to go, you start with these power pieces. Instead of buying random clothes that you know you're not going to be wearing, or it's just going to frizzle out like it's looking, you know, okay, fast fashion. Okay, let's talk about a little bit about fast fashion. Now, I do have a little bit of fast fashion in my closet. I don't have a lot, but I do have a few pieces. But fast fashion, that's really what it is. Like, over a small period of time, these clothes do not look right. Like, we've got necks that are like wrinkled up. We got the bottoms of shirts that look like they're, pulling and tethering. All right. Things that don't last for a very long time. So, we got to make sure that we have some staples, some key staples in our closet. And that may be a structured blazer. Maybe that's a dress that we can go from day to night really easily. Maybe some slacks, some tailor slacks. And please, y'all, okay, what I have seen is we have people who are wearing pants. And you know how these pants are made nowadays, y'all. They too long. They made for a 6-foot woman. All right. And then I'm 5'5" or so. And when I put on these pants, I know they need to be tailored. All right. There's nothing worse than walking in on your pant legs, like your shoes, like are catching the pants, and you're just, I've seen it a lot because of the way that their clothes are made. And so we need to be mindful that we need to be taking these pants to the tailor, getting them hemmed, or if you can hem them yourself. I don't have that gift. My mom, she sews, she's been sewing for all her life. If she was here, she would be hemming these pants up, but she's not here. All right. But we need to be mindful of having tailored like items. All right. So we don't have any baggy fits. Okay, we make sure that we get them, tailored to our size and our wear. We're going to have signature accessories. This is my signature accessory. This is one of several because I've invested in it, because this is how I show up, right? And it makes me memorable. So what is it that's going to, have people come up to you, start conversation, make them remember you, and buy for your real life, please. Please buy for your real life, not the fantasy one that we all wish we had. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you're probably not going to be ending up wearing them clothes. And reality is, We got to be honest with ourselves. Are we still wearing stilettos every day? Okay. I don't wear stilettos. I used to wear them when I was younger, and then before too long they hurt your feet. But nowadays, I'm like, I am 52 years old. I know my limitations. I don't even think about it. But I do see women still wearing these stilettos out here, and they're shuffling around and they look uncomfortable. They don't look like they're having a great time at all because it's in this fantasy world. And the reality is, these feet have seen a lot of walking. Okay, these feet has seen a lot. And so I was in boots for over 30 years. My feet don't fit right in shoes that are like this high. They just don't work. All right, so figure out like what is reality for you. Or do you need like some very chic flats, maybe some comfortable heels that still make a statement? Now I got my pink heels, y'all seen them in them pictures, and I wear them regularly. So Lonnie says, and yes, and short ladies, please shop petite. Petite doesn't mean just skinny women. Amen. Okay. So listen, these are the secrets that we have and we have seen for ourselves. If we know we are shorter than the average women and they have a petite section, go up in there, y'all, and see what kind of pieces they have in there because you never know what you'll find. That way you can save some monies on getting them tailored, right? So that is such a great piece of advice, Lonnie. Thank you for sharing. So when you're shopping, here are some other questions that I want you to really ask yourself. Can I wear this multiple ways? Can I wear this multiple ways? All right. Does this align with my personal brand? And do I feel confident in this? If the answer isn't yes, I'm going to need you to leave it behind. Don't even buy it. All right. Because it gets in our mind. We go home, we put on the clothes, and it's just a hot mess. And then we get sad and we get angry and we get frustrated at this whole shopping process of really finding clothes in alignment. So, how do you buy with confidence? All right. Here's some tips that I want to share you. Okay. So, we need to start buying smart. I don't know a lot of people in my circle that have discretionary monies to keep going out every day and buying clothes. Okay. Now, I don't have that life. Sometimes I do think, oh my God, that would be great, that I could go out every day and go shopping. But listen, I got a lot of things going on and I do not want to be in the store all day, every day. So we have to buy smart. And what does this mean? All right. We have to have a wardrobe budget. Know your budget. All right. And start with like 5 to 7 essential pieces that you want and build from there. What is the budget? All right. I know so many people that go in there and they got the credit cards and then they just go buy a whole bunch of clothes. And in reality, they're not ever going to wear these clothes. All right. And I don't know what's a front to make it seem like, hey, I'm buying all these clothes. I got it like that. But in my mind, when I see that, I'm like, girl, you're not wearing them clothes. You're really not wearing all them clothes like that. Okay. So try on everything before you buy it. Now, if you're not shopping from online and you go into the store, non-negotiable for me is to go into the fitting room. Now, if they're blouses and I'm kind of like, I usually won't try those on, but I'm trying on everything else: dresses, pants, okay, suits. I go in there and I try them on. I know a lot of us don't try on clothes. We just be like, we just gonna buy it. And you know what happens? You get home, you put on the clothes, and you're mad because you got to go back and return it. So put it on, all right, and look for things that are flattering to your body and dress for the body that you got going on right now, not the body that you want. I hear it all the time. Hey, Queen, I'm going to be, I'm on a diet, okay, and I'm trying to lose 15 pounds before I go out here and, put on these clothes. I'm like, no, 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 no. You're missing out on opportunities. I need you to buy for the body that you got going on right now. All right. So that way we're not like wasting our time, our years waiting to get to, lose 15 pounds. And at our age, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm in straight full menopause. At our age, and trying to lose weight is very difficult. If you got to be on it all day, every day. And with life and all the things that in between, sometimes we make these unrealistic goals and we put it on ourselves. We want the 20-year-old body. I don't have the 20-year-old body no more. Okay. So let's just think about that and be a little bit more realistic. We want to buy quality over quantity. So Ashley commented on LinkedIn, and she's got this red blazer that she has worn, and she is wearing it for her profile picture, and she gets so many compliments over it. And she got it at a thrift store, but it was one of the quality pieces that she's had for a very long time. So, if we get a well-made blazer and we can wear that thing on out, we can wear on and on and on and on and over again, right? Because those cheap blazers or cheap tops, they won't even last a season. I've had them before. I'm like, I bought this last year and this thing looks dingy and worn out. Now I got to throw it away. I'm not even taking it to the Goodwill because I don't even feel right with somebody trying to wear this thing. Listen, it is so disrespectful. It is so disrespectful. Okay. And, no one told me about this, but I figured it out. And I'm like, you know what? I am going to dress for the body that I got going on right now. And I'm going to do the best that I can. And I'm a big fan of ruche, the ruche material where it kind of like gathers in the front and in the back. So that way my midsection, my back section, you look a little bit more flattering because this is just a whole season of something way different. So confidence is key. If you do not love what you are buying or got going on, don't buy it. Your wardrobe should really feel like an extension of your power, not just something to wear. All right. That's why I showed you my closet today, because everything in there that I got going on, I feel powerful in, I feel confident in. I feel like, okay, if somebody called me right now and said, hey, we need you to come out and speak, what time will be? I got options. I'm putting something on and I'm going out there and doing my thing. So, what's the call to action? What should you take away from this Rise and Slay episode today? Okay, here's what I want you to do. Okay, before we go in here, she said, I was sitting here saying, I'm going to wait until I lose my weight. And you just said, we aren't playing those games. We're not. Why? Why are we playing that? Okay, because again, we don't get into it. We're not, we may never ever see the 10 pounds or the 15, 20 pounds that we're looking for to lose. So let's just get going. All right. There are clothes that can be flattering for us at this point in our lives. We just have to be mindful of what our body is doing. And then we need to dress to that. Okay. And I'll just leave it at that. So what would I want you to do today if you are struggling, you're in transition, you just can't figure out this wardrobe thing, and you're trying to get clarity because there's a lot of options going on out here, especially when you walk into these stores. I want you to go through your closet and I want you to take out everything that doesn't fit into your next level self. Again, I want you to go into your closet. I want you to remove anything and everything that doesn't represent or fit into your next level self. And I want you to do two things. One, donate them either to Goodwill or throw it away. Okay? Because there's no sense of you wasting space, having all these clothes in there that you're not even wearing, or somebody has said, hey, you need to wear this. These things will look good on. And then to you, you're like, that's not even my style. This is not even like what I want to do. I don't want to wear that. Okay, get rid of them. Okay. Good morning, Camille. How you doing? Beautiful. How's it going, Queen? Thank you so much for being here with us live this morning. Girl, we're talking about too many options in the closet or in the stores and how we're trying to get clarity on what our personal style is and dress into that. So the next thing that I want you to do is I want you to make a shopping list. All right. And put down the things that you need to start building your wardrobe. When you make a list, because sometimes we go in there and we are picking out the same types of blouses, pants, jackets, dresses, and you got 5 black dresses going on in there, which again, I don't think black is not the color. If you're going to wear black, black is on the bottom. Okay. I've worn black, black is on the bottom. I like to be a little bit more, energized on top, right? Lighter colors, bringing out, my personality. Black, 5 black dresses that all look the same. What we doing? Okay. So let's just make a shopping list so that way we're not duplicating items in our closet. What'd you say? I literally did a TT live about this 2 days ago. Did you? Oh, wow. That is seriously light my load. Yes. I like purge. Okay. It is a great time to do it now because this is the spring season and the sun is out. Y'all, it's going to be 70 degrees out here today. Just the perfect time to do this rotation. If you're a rotation person, like you got all this winter stuff, like let's just figure out how, some of those pieces probably don't need to see the next season. And you need to figure out like what is it that you want to walk into, right? Said I need everything. I'm a cute t-shirts and jeans girl. Now I want things that are functional, right, but sexy and green. Amen. Amen. Okay. That's what we want to see. So that's what we do. Functional. When I say functional too, the other piece to that is, can you get out of the outfit when you're by yourself at an event? And the reason why I say that, I had on this jumper and it zips from the back. And I could not reach the back of this jumper. And I come out, I'm in the bathroom, and I'm like, hey, can somebody help me? And I thought to myself, we doing way too much up in here. I'm not doing that ever again. I'm not wearing that out in public. I need things that are quick, easy, I can put together. I'm not really, putting too much thought in it. However, these are intentional pieces that I absolutely think that they bring out the best in me. Okay. So yes, queen, I love it. Sexy and green. Let's get there. All right. And that was the word purge. Purge, purge, purge. It is time, y'all. Get in them closets. All right. I'm your guide. I'm your image consultant. I'm telling you right now, let's make sure that these wardrobes are working for us and they are not working against us. Okay. And that is a whole nother conversation that we can have. But the other thing that I want you to also think about is I want you to step out and own your image. Really own your image, whether it's at a meeting, the networking event like Audra is coming from, or just coffee with a friend. I want you to just show up as the best version of you and no one else. We can create our own blueprint for how we want to show up. And I'm talking about clothes, okay, in such a way where we're taking our personal brand to the next level. Hey Tish, good morning. How you doing? I'm doing well. I'm up in here, we just talking about these clothes again. All right. I'm in this whole new era of just speaking about how we can represent ourselves in such a way, all right, that people will get to know us and they have this image of our signature style and they're like, wow, this is like bold and this is, like in alignment with who they are. And it gives you the confidence, the credibility, the visibility that you need to take on the next things in our next chapter in this transition. So if you've been listening in, what I shared with us today is a little bit about my journey about going into Macy's, all these options that was in there. I walked out with one blouse because I didn't have clarity. All right. I'm just walking around in there hours trying to figure it out. And once I decided like who I am and what I'm about and where I want to go, like I started to build my wardrobe during this transition. I absolutely love my wardrobe. Absolutely love it. I can go in there and I'm shopping from my closet. I don't go into the stores as often as I did after I transitioned. Now I'm like, okay, I've got all types of pieces that really work for me and that I feel confident in, and I can get up and go. And so Tish says she's like bold yet soft. That is what you're settling on. Absolutely. So, what is it that's going to work for you? And how do you want to step into that? Because we don't want decision fatigue. All right. We want to be shopping with intention, and we want to have, confidence about what we're buying. And so the call to actions again is go through your closet, remove anything and everything you got in there that doesn't fit into your next level self. All right. Then you're going to make a shopping list and you're going to put down the things that you're going to be looking for, and only those things, okay, are we shopping for? And then you're going to own your image. You're going to step out to the personal brand that you created for yourself, the blueprint you created self, build a wardrobe around it, and then you're going to get out in these streets. Okay? So, thank y'all for coming up in here on the Rise and Slay morning show. And if you stick around, you will see the video of all the brand boldly clients that I've had so far, and kind of how they're representing themselves. And I'm so proud of them and the work that they have done. And I just wanted to showcase them. So we had Audra, Lonnie, we also had Camille, Tish. Thank you all for being here live with us this morning. And of course, I will be back here next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or on Sunday. I have a Slay Amazing guest at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until then, all right, I want you to keep moving. That's right, move these bodies. And I want you to keep slaying until you can't slay no more. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I really do. I stayed the course. It was rough at the beginning, but I stayed the course. And I absolutely love what I'm doing and what I'm sharing and how I can be of service in this next chapter of this life. Okay. So thank you, Queen. And keep on slaying. All right. And I'll show you here the video again of all the women and men who have just taken this on, and they are showing up boldly. All right. So I will see you all soon. Keep on slaying till you can't slay no more. Bye.